I had a beer, I got him one for about what I was about to tell him, and I said, do you know what needs to happen tomorrow? And he went, what? I said, we need to get attacked. I was just that tired, I was so tired, my head nearly hit the wheel. And I noticed this flash in the headlight, in the rear view mirror. I saw all the windows go down. All the windows started coming down. AK-47s came out from every window of the car behind us. Stand by, we've got, enemy behind. But when you hear 4, it's like an orchestra from hell. I heard the gunfire, I was like, you need to do something. And I snapped out of that freeze, and at that point, it was about forgetting the responsibility of the people in front. It was about forgetting about the fear that was taking over me. It was about forgetting about what could go wrong, because that's irrelevant. That's an emotional and mental rehearsal for what you don't want to happen, so why engage in it?
Yeah, 100%, like the end goal. You have to sometimes imagine that. And you got to picture that. So when I was in the selection, when I was going through so tough, I was just imagining myself as one of those, cool elite operator.
Came over to the UK knowing that my goal and my only goal was to join the Royal Marines. And I came over with the intention on doing it, and there was no point of return for me. I had no exit strategy, no return ticket, no get out of jail free card. It was do or die.
Even now, I think that gut feeling or that gut instinct is generally how I navigate through life. And I think the more you do it and the more you actually follow that gut feeling and listen to it, the more in tune you get to it.
You know what? When it comes to humans, we don't even know our true power. It's been so hidden from us by social programming, education, that we don't know our true power. And we have got so much. Every person on this planet has a gift. Everyone has the same skills. Everyone has the ability to create the lifestyle that they want. And that amazing gift has been taken away from us.
I always had confidence that it's gonna happen. There was not even a single doubt. Yeah, and I think you need that kind of an attitude. It's not overconfidence, it's just a confidence, And if you are doubting yourself, how you can achieve that mission? In the first place, if you're doubting that, that's you losing the battle. Even you go into this ring, you got to think that you're gonna go and win that match, and that's why you get all those, you make good decisions. You're positive, and that's why the small things matter. So, yeah, it's all about, also it's about imagining yourself, Yeah. So yes, there was no doubt.
It doesn't need to be about the big stuff. It doesn't need to be about these life-threatening situations. We're faced with this day in, day out. Everything we do in life is about taking the short-term discomfort.
I think the body is what you make it. You can always train to become an ultramarathon runner. You could train to become a strongman competitor and lifter or power lifter. You could train to become the fastest swimmer. But your mind is the strongest part of your body, because it's something that is forever developing, and if you don't take control of it, it could make or break you within an instant. It's got the ability to bring the strongest men to their knees, and it's got the ability to lift the weakest person to the heights of, the highest towers.
Earn a load of cash, save up for your retirement, retire, have that mortgage and that car. And I don't know, it's you've got to be able to pull away from that and try and understand why everyone's doing that. And everyone's doing it just because everyone else is doing it. And that's not a reason to be doing stuff. So you've got to say, well, what do I want in life? What do I want to do?
So if you're thinking negative thoughts, and we do because we're wired that way, if you're thinking negative thoughts, you will keep getting more of that. You will keep getting more and more of that. And you have to change your mindset around that. And the only way you can do that is by having clearly defined goals.
You break it down, right, and it's just one step. And then the next step's just one step. And just, forget about where it is that you need to go and just concentrate on that next step. And the rest is just time. And time moves, right? Time ticks down, and then eventually you just find yourself in that position.
I think, but if I say I don't have a fear, then I'm lying. I do have a fear. I'm human as well, but I can't even manage that properly. For example, like I'm doing this speed flying, or let's say when you're back of this, Hercules, or going for any mission. Of course, you're gonna have like hairs coming in the back of your neck and all that, but then you cannot just let that fear freeze you. You just have to turn that into again the positive. You cannot let it become so overwhelmed that you cannot do anything. Just like now, just boom boom. Now if you do everything right, if you just focus on that moment where you're doing, then you'll be okay.
It was that mission, that goal that I would always focus on. Because if you don't have a focus on a goal or a mission, and this is generally in life, you will find that you end up becoming a victim of your circumstances. You get lost in the journey. Something happens, something major happens, and you become a victim of your circumstances because you've got nothing bigger pulling you through. So really, for me, it's always been about the fact that I visualize where I want to be when times are tough, when times are hard, when things are going really wrong. I visualize, I've got a vision of where I want to be, and it's that one thing that pulls me through, and I don't get bogged down in the situation.
The biggest thing I could have learned from the military was controlling your mind and the state of mind that you're in. So every situation that anyone goes through will have a negative impact on you. So whether it be from loss of a family member to a car accident to being diagnosed with a disease or incurable ailment, the way you deal with that is obviously dictated by your state of mind. So you can either just accept it and take it for what it is, let it get the better of you and pretty much eat your way, and you're not going to experience life to the fullest. You're obviously just going to let it get the better of you.
Yeah, it's about living in that moment, thinking about what you can do right now, giving 100% in order to avoid XYZ.
You have to follow process. Follow your heart, switch off this, which is the program, and through that you will achieve your aim. So really, if you can take care of the small stuff, about doing everything, whether that's washing the dishes before you go to bed at night so you don't come down to a whole mess in the kitchen, whatever it is, making your bed in the morning, simple things. If you can do the simple things, the big stuff takes care of itself.
I'd say the strongest attribute that you would need is the mindset of a warrior, of an absolute lion, the toughest of the tough. And it's only because your mind is what is going to carry you through. It is the strongest muscle in your body.
Like when we use the word fear, it gives it a negative feel. And like if you break it down, like fear is just a reaction in your body. Like I've felt fear before in the past. And like fear generally only happens for like a short period of time, because there's usually a logical explanation that you can put to why you're feeling that fear.
You've really got to push the boat out, and some experiences you're not going to enjoy. But you start noting down the things you do enjoy, and before you know it, you can define a purpose of where you're supposed to be and what floats your boat.
What I can say is purpose. If you have a purpose in life, and if that's something that you love doing that as well, then you'll be successful. You need to have purpose in order to do bigger mission. You can't just do it for the sake of doing it, if that makes sense.
Now everyone's got demons, and it's how we deal with them, which is the ultimate result.
Maybe there's some rock fall on a mountain, like that's a moment to be scared, right? But there's a logical explanation for it, and there's usually an action that you can take which is going to get you out of that fear feeling and get you to some sort of safety.
That's how people live their lives. They're not prepared to step into that discomfort, knowing that on the other side of that is the long-term gain. The way we're wired, and this is the way people operate basically, is everyone's taking short-term comfort, whether that's drugs, drink, relationships, job choices, all the choices they make knowing there's a level of comfort there. And if you want to achieve anything in life, if you want to achieve success at work, success in any aspect of your life, you need to take short-term discomfort for long-term gain.
It is temporary. You got to know that it's not going to last forever. But what will last forever is you're a failure. By not enduring that pain, not taking that pain and just like breathing out, not knowing and having that mindful that pain is temporary. You just have to supersede that.
Guys in the special forces are like, we're still human beings. We're the same as everyone else.
Impossible is a word that I choose to ignore, because nothing is impossible. So you just set those goals out in front of you and just go and smash them.
People can take doubt one or two ways. Some people get delivered doubt from someone else, and that absolutely makes them crumble, cripples them, stops them. They stop chasing their dreams. They start believing the doubt expressed from someone else.
Do you know, just start small, and you've got to be honest with yourself, right? It's your choice, it's your life, no one else is going to change it. So you've got to make that decision. And then it's, if you're not happy with your life and you want to change it, then do it, right? And I don't know what that is, what anyone else is feeling, but if you start small, and whether it's you want to get in shape, start walking, start trying to create habits that are healthy for your body and for your mind. Start walking, join a gym, join classes, put yourself in these situations. And this is where you grow, right? Because you're putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation. And my uncomfortable situation is completely different to someone else's uncomfortable situation. And you could say that a million times over.
Or everything happens in your physical world as a product of your mindset. Until you're mentally prepared, you're never physically ready. So whatever it is you're doing, and if you want to know what you think about, look at your life. That's what you think about. And if you want to improve that, you need to improve your thinking.
Success is what you make of it, of your own life. You create your own success. You have to be the master of your own destiny, the captain of your own ship. And without pushing yourself, creating the time, overcoming those battles, all the words that you've thrown in, you're never going to be successful, because you keep making excuses. So stop making excuses and get shit done. The harder work you put in, the bigger the rewards. It's again, further up the tree you climb, the sweeter the fruits that bear.
But it's just how you frame it. It's the same with so many things. Some people, if you allow that self-doubt to ruin your dreams, you're never going to get anywhere in life. But the thing is, as long as you're passionate enough, as long as you're coming from the heart and not from the head, and your motivation is pure passion for what you believe in, no one can stop you.
I think if you want to go anywhere in life, you've got to make some sort of sacrifice. If you think that you've got that safe, comfortable job right now, there's going to be certain things that you're going to have to sacrifice, whether it's friendships, whether it's with loved ones, whether it's with family. But if you want to live life by your terms, you've got to make these sacrifices.
A lot of people ask me why I always choose the most difficult route. And I tend to ask them the question, why do you always assume I see two routes? There's only one route for me, and that's the hard route, the route that I choose, the route that I am going to succeed in, regardless of the outcome that other people may think I'm going to achieve. There's only one end goal and outcome for me, and that's all the way or nothing at all.
And every time I spent time just focusing, allowed my mind to go towards the pain, you get consumed by the pain. It's trying to tell you to stop. So it's all about disengaging that energy and pushing it somewhere else.
And that was to drown my demons. Eventually, my demons learned how to swim, and the drink wasn't curing that. So I had to find something else.
To do anything that puts you out of your comfort zone, you're going to fuck up every now and then. And that is, that's failure, right? You shouldn't aim to fail, but failure should be a byproduct of what you're doing.
Our heads have 70,000 thoughts, probably more, going round each day. Now, if you don't focus on some things that you want out of that 70,000 thoughts, you're going to end up with a load of crap that you don't want. And that's the problem with people. They allow the 70,000 thoughts just to be like this washing machine of ideas, and they don't define what they want in life.
Overcoming whatever it was holding you back, whether it be the injury, whether it be the mental block stopping you from progressing.
What people don't understand, right, that our subconscious is a goal-striving, goal-getting machine, and it will not stop until it gets exactly what your dominant thoughts focus on.
Everyone is not you. No one knows you better than yourself. Only you know who you are. So if you believe in that, just go for it. And if you don't believe in that, who's going to believe in that? So just commit and make that happen.
Never give up. Regardless of what you're doing, never give up. So there's one thing worse than carrying on, and that's giving up. So if you do give up, that's it. You've got no comebacks to that.
Doesn't matter who you are, we are all goal-driven. All of us. But the thing is, some people have a chosen goal and some people just leave it to the massive confusion that's going on inside, which delivers them to something that they don't usually want. Don't quit, don't ever quit. Persistence beats resistance. That for me, quitters is failure.
Doesn't matter, what you do in life. You will always find someone bigger. You always find someone is stronger. You will always find someone good-looking, handsome, beautiful, whatever it is, than you in whatever thing that is. But then you are just fighting your own war. Don't compete against anybody else. Just try to be best and better than who you were yesterday, and then you will do so much well.
The only people that fail are people that quit. If that stops you from achieving your goals, then you have failed. You're embracing failure.